Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to show you a bit of our design process for the Stationery Fest capsule collection that me and Job of Job's Journal designed for rickshaw bags. So I do have my 3-pen koozie right here, which is obviously my favorite because I designed it, but I will share with you a couple of design insights and the creative process behind how we decided to come up with the collection, and also just pick out like the colors and how we wanted to package together this collection, which included a musette bag, a Sinclair case, a pouch, as well as a 3-pen koozie. So if you'd like to check it out, make sure to keep watching to know more. Before we begin, I thought to show you our mood board. This is an app called Milanote. I super love it. And what we did was actually write out and have our meetings here, because initially the idea was to create an Abbey X strobe for rickshaw, and these were the products that were discussed. So we had to do a Sinclair and musette with the same pattern, and then Job had to do an A5 pouch and I had to do a 3-pen koozie. So it was for Stationery Fest and I just managed to pick up the logo. However, we didn't want to use those colors and we wanted to focus on colors that fit more of the Job and Abbey aesthetic, which I felt like encapsulated what we really had in mind, which was like oranges, yellows, greens, and browns. And I think I pretty much got the inspo. I went on Pinterest. We went on Pinterest, picked out stuff that we wanted to kind of adapt in terms of style. And I saw this artwork and I really liked the green from here, so I kind of borrowed that in. But we also gravitated towards like the mid-century artwork that you see here, as well as like kind of like handmade analog style, like with ransom note letters. We also wanted this, like, I think Job went for more like riso overlay kind of situation with the pencils over here, but in general we kind of wanted this effect to show on our design proper. So here we have this pattern, which we'll talk about more in when me and Job talk about the musette and Sinclair pattern. But we saw this little print, and I think that was the main idea behind doing our pattern for the collection, because I've never done patterns. So actually Job did the patterns, but just the idea of like having to illustrate stationery is not new to both of us. So it was always like a question of how else we could make it more dynamic and more unique, and also make it a bit more wearable. So here is a list of what we kind of pulled out from the graphics, and just general things that we needed. Like, we needed to do some doodles, and we were both using Procreate. Here's some elements we thought of doing, as well as like the assignments of them. But yeah, basically our rickshaw Milanote board is just a catch-all in case we need to look for ideas or inspiration, and we both like pasted images and figured out what we wanted to do based on what we had. And I think it was an easier way for us to coordinate. So if anyone like had revisions or like had something to share, they just paste it on here, and then we inform each other. So it's really also a good way for us to communicate, because this is our first design project that we worked on together, and I think it was a great way to use Milanote for that. When I was designing my 3-pen koozie, I was thinking a lot about doing something that had words in it, especially because I come from a lettering background, and I was thinking of a nice quote that was related to writing. And then I also drew a couple of nibs and fountain pens, because I kind of wanted to illustrate fountain pen elements as well. And then I remembered I had a sticker that I came out with last November 2023, which was, I wrote there, "Doing all right." And so that sticker became the jumping off point for the designs that I created for my 3-pen koozie. I also started to tinker on Procreate, And initially, the word 𝚬𝚘 was going to just be like a bold sans serif lettering style. And then I was thinking about doing the ransom note because I think at the time Job had already showed me what he was designing, and he did the ransom note style for his Let's Journal pouch. So I decided to accompany mine with the same style so it would have some sort of cohesive approach to how it would look like. So this is what his design was. Eventually, I refined the illustration style and colors, and I actually settled to make it a bit more in the pencil drawn in look. And as you can see on the right hand side, it's a bit more darker. And I also made sure that the writing and the strokes were a bit more fine so that it would be easier to print. For the back, I wanted to illustrate fountain pen themed elements, like ink bottles, different fountain pens. These are obviously fictional, and also I wanted to include some accessories like a converter and a nib, which you can replace. So yeah, I tried to make sure that all of the colors were evenly distributed, and in the end, we actually settled for a grid background to a very subtle grid background. I don't think you can actually see the strokes that well when you see the final product, but here's what it looks like. We had a lot of say into this, even like the word rickshaw. We were like, okay, we're gonna make it orange, and it turned out really great. I love that the grid is just very subtle and tried to make it as seamless as possible for both sides, and that was how I decided to come up as well with the orange cushion inside. We were deciding if it would be yellow or orange, but I think orange really won this round. So yeah, this is the 3-pen koozie. For the Musette and Sinclair case, going back to the mill note board I showed you earlier that we shared, we tried different iterations of the pattern, so I thought to share with you a behind the scenes recording of one of our Google Meets where we were discussing and going through the final edits of the pattern iterations.
This is the design.
Wow.
Wow. There's a million iterations of it. We can
What are
start
the
here.
I wanna start with the shape ones. Lol. Wow.
Wow. And then it became this. And it's so
Yeah,
confusing.
that I mean, yeah.
Then we realized we had to do a 4x4. And then we're getting somewhere. It's too busy, and we didn't have the boxes.
Yeah, I think the boxes really tied it in together.
Then I have to revisit this to make sense. And then we went here. This is like almost but we didn't like these 3 boxes.
Yeah.
This one to see if yellow, but then it looked too busy.
Yeah, I feel it's because the yellow's too dark.
And then this is almost the final, but this is just a variation. The final one is.
What was the other one?
This one. This one was too big. Everything was too big. This is.
Oh yeah.
We went with this one.
Yeah.
Then this is with texture, with leaves, and then our final, no texture but with the leaves of the poppy with the smaller icons.
Yeah, I figured I wanted to put an Easter egg because I drew a poppy for Everyday Explorers also for the Mini Bookmakers Club because it's the California flower, diba?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and rickshaw, they're like super proud that they're from California. So.
And I think both of us like drawing flowers. We use it a lot in our work. And then there's 2 Easter eggs. 2 more Easter eggs.
Is that the egg? Is that your egg? The squarey one?
This is like abstract egg. Yeah. Abstract egg, and then obviously always be creating. And then things that are applied to us like cameras.
I also like the TN passport.
Yeah,
that's
right
cute.
Here.
Yeah, and the clip drawing is really nice too.
And our little binder clip. And then scissors, we have abstract shapes, and then the non-denominational drink.
It can be coffee, it can be tea, it can be beer, it can be wine, it can be hot water, it can just be milk.
It can be anything you want it to be. And then this chubby, thick. And then,
that's so cute also.
pencil. And then this is what we centered the whole pattern from the washi
Yeah,
tape.
it's giving pop art.
Yay, we did it. And it's like
Yay!
7 in the morning for Abbey and like 11 where we kind of just did it. But we finished.
How's your pouch
And then
doing? Done na.
pouch is done now. This is
Done.
the final. Is this the final? Oh, that's not the final. Final is this one.
Did you use
Let's
the,
turn
is
up.
the color like CMYK or something?
Yeah, they both match. This one, I think, because we don't use the greens as often in this one, so it's so jarring.
I think
But it's
it's
the
nice.
same.
I think with my design incorporated, which is like another shade of green, I feel like it'll make sense.
Yeah, I think as a collection, it'll
Yeah.
make sense together. And then we'll have a running theme with our ransom note letters.
After several iterations and texture testing and everything, this is what it looks like. So the musette is basically like a crossbody tote bag, and you can fit a lot of things in it, especially if you're going to a cafe journaling meetup or something, or going to a pen show. I think the musette is basically a bike bag, like for bicycle, for cycling, but it's really great for storage. And as you can see, everything fits inside. As for the journal pouch that Job designed, it fits a traveler's notebook as well as all of the A5 size and below products and tools that are useful for journaling and stationery. And they're great because it's just a catch all zip pouch where you can store all of your essentials on the go. And of course, if we're talking about storage, you can also use the Sinclair case. It has a really roomy inside, and you can also put the 3-pen koozie inside. It really depends on your needs, or if you're interested to get all of them and add them to your journaling or stationery stash. But yeah, this is our collection and we hope you like it. Anyway, if you'd like to get your hands on our Stationery Fest capsule collection, they are available online at rickshawbags.com. But if you are coming to the San Francisco International Pen Show this week, end of August, you can also get your hands on the whole collection over there. Thanks to everyone who managed to get the collection over at the Stationery Fest in New York. I heard that on the first day, the 3-pen koozie sold out really quick. But yeah, it's now available online if you'd like to order. And in case you're asking, Rickshaw does ship worldwide. And we are really grateful to be able to put out this collection for you. And we do hope you enjoy it. If you received yours, let us know in the comments down below. Or tag us on Instagram at abbeysy, at Job's Journal, and at Rickshaw Bags. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you hopefully in Berlin now for the upcoming videos this coming fall, and always be creating. Bye!